So you clicked on the video. Are you sure this is the right decision? You have now decided you want to go electric. Well, let's talk about it, guys. Dive in and let me give you some examples of why this might be a good idea to finally take the leap of faith and drop your internal combustion engine and go electric. Guys, it's a strange thing to talk about, but let's be honest. Electric is the absolute future of transportation. It's undeniable now. People have kind of been resisting this, and they're still resisting this. You'll get the older generation saying there's no way this could ever be adopted. The infrastructure is not there. And while some of these things are actually true, that's rapidly changing right in front of our eyes, guys. You just have to look. Why don't you Google it around you? Look up for fun on Google, superchargers near me. Those will bring up just the Tesla superchargers alone, guys. We're not even talking about other charging opportunities or charging infrastructure in general, guys. There's other things such as ChargePoint and other third-party chargers and ones that I'm not even aware of, to be honest with you. But just look it up on Google, Tesla superchargers near me. The whole map is going to light up, and they're going to be a lot closer to you than you actually think. And another reason, guys, these are great for the environment. The electric vehicles are fantastic for the environment after they are produced, of course. Now, people will still argue that these are produced using coal and all of the bad qualities that still hurts the environment. And while this might be still true, it's not necessarily the case going forward. So sure, to produce the vehicle and the batteries, it takes resources, guys. It does hurt the environment to some degree, of course. But for every electric vehicle that's on the road, you're taking away the internal combustion emissions that are being pumped into the atmosphere. So let's say it is equally as bad for the environment to produce electric vehicles, which I don't believe is true, as internal combustion engines. Let's say that you have produced both side by side and have hurt the environment. Well, guys, which one is going to be better for the environment from the time of production on? From all the travel and usage it's going to do. It's going to be the electric car, not hurting the environment at all. So really, there is no comparison. People use this all the time as a topic of debate, that electric vehicles are still bad for the environment. Not even close to the internal combustion engine, guys. That's just the brutal honesty. I'm trying to look through my notes here just to kind of touch on some things. Another reason even that I still face is, will I have range anxiety when I'm driving my car, which is no longer able to be powered through gasoline? Well, you look around everywhere, guys, and there's gas stations everywhere. Yes, you're going on a long trip like I do sometimes when I go downstate. Is that going to be an adjustment? Absolutely. I'm going to be nervous about it. I'm going to be so nervous about it. It's something I've never done. It's change. It's different. It's not being able to stop right down the road knowing there's a gas station on every corner, every block, every highway, every couple miles or mile or so. It's not going to be there for me. So what you have to do is plan, which if you're buying a Tesla, now you don't necessarily have to buy a Tesla, but that has the biggest charging infrastructure. So that is why I chose Tesla. Or one of the reasons I chose Tesla, guys. That will have an abundance of charging options, okay? So all it's going to do is plan your trip for you. So maybe you don't go till you hit 20, 30 miles to E, and then you know you're going to get off at the nearest exit and get power for your vehicle. You can't do that with Tesla necessarily. So what you're going to have to do with your electric vehicle or Tesla/electric vehicle is it will plan the trip for you, or you have to do it yourself. But what the Tesla will do will plan it for you, guys, and you can do any sort of distance that makes sense to your destination or trip time, and it will tell you, hey, you have this much battery life to get to this supercharger or this charger. So you can make the conscious decision yourself to say, do I want to push it or do I want to be safe? So maybe you're going to stop a little bit sooner than you would with a ICE car, guys. But at the end of the day, my anxiety, I need that to be as low as possible when I'm traveling, because I already have a high anxiety when I'm traveling. So when I'm traveling, I need to have a clear mind and a clear head. So yes, I'm going to take the earlier stop most likely. I will stop for a little bit longer period of time to supercharge. But in all honesty, guys, I usually have to use the restroom. I like to grab a snack, and in that time that I'd be doing that, waiting for busy summer traffic, which is when I usually travel, 10, 15, maybe even 20 minutes has passed, and you know what? That is enough time at a supercharger. Your car is going to be good enough to get you to your destination or your next stop, without a doubt. Depends what kind of supercharger you're using as well. So I don't think range anxiety is going to matter for someone like me, because I don't go across the country. I go downstate here and there. But for the most part, guys, I have charging at my house, and you should do the same buying an electric vehicle. If you're going to be buying one, make sure that charging option is available at your disposal. It is going to be right in your garage or right in your general vicinity, guys, that you can just charge it overnight and have no anxiety waking up the next morning knowing your car is good to go to make it to the next destination. That's what I recommend, is getting a charging option always available at your house when you park. Another thing to talk about is cost. I mean, are you going to want to go electric, guys? Because you know what? They're so dang expensive, these electric vehicles. They cost too much. There's no way I could ever afford one. Well, reality check, guys. These cars are actually not that expensive. Yes, you could get the upper echelon. Again, you could get the top tier Tesla, Tesla S model Plaid, $130,000, sure. And you're gonna have the fastest car in the world, by the way, quickest car in the world, 0 to 60, currently. So take that into mind, that you would have the quickest vehicle ever, by the way. You could smoke a $1 to $3 million vehicle, a Bugatti, a Chiron, just destroy it pretty much in a 0 to 60 if you wanted to. But if you're like me, that doesn't matter as much. You're still going to get peak performance in a long-range Model Y. And you know what, guys? At the end of the day, everybody around you is driving vehicles that is the same cost. I mean, in all honesty, you're seeing guys in these nice big trucks, these souped up F-150s, these trucks, these Denali's, these Tahoes. These cars are all 40 to 60,000 easily, you know, and maybe that's not for everybody, but I just want to keep in mind that those trucks and other vehicles, SUVs, are in that price range, and a lot of people own cars that are in that price range, by the way. But also, battery technology is improving. Electric vehicles are rapidly dropping in cost. Now, subtract the semiconductor shortage and the demand issues with vehicles right now. Prices are being pushed upward at the current moment in time, but that will not last forever. There will be more vehicles, and I hate to keep bringing up Tesla, but this is kind of what we're talking about, is Tesla here, guys. That cost is going to drop dramatically. Okay, you're looking at vehicles that are starting around $39,000, much better than where we were a decade ago, without a doubt. With peak performance, safety, and handling, you get the greatest package at $39,000 to $49,000, guys. And again, Tesla's coming out with a new model very soon that will be a surprise for most. But this car is going to start around somewhere in the $25,000 region. So think about it. Battery technology is increasing dramatically, guys. So as you see this kind of level out with the internal combustion engine, electric vehicles are going to be much more desirable over time. That is just the facts, guys. It's coming, whether you want it or not. I'm not going to back it up with sources, because that's not the kind of video editor I am. I don't integrate all these things and links into my videos, because honestly, I just don't have the time, guys. But I could get better and do that, but I'm not in the current moment. So just take my word for it that these things are occurring, and very, very rapidly. You will see battery technology and electric vehicles drop significantly in cost very, very shortly, thus making electric vehicles more desirable, especially bringing EV credits through President Biden and the current administration. That is going to happen most likely, guys. And if not, still, that battery technology will drop in cost significantly. So, kind of wrap it all up, what's another reason to jump into electric? Well, again, if you're scared that the range anxiety, you're scared that you don't have a gas station, it's too much money, I can't afford it. Well, guys, another reality check. You don't have to pay for gas. And if you guys have looked around, gas is quite expensive. It's over $3 a gallon for most people. And it's much more in places like California. So that makes for about depending on your vehicle, 30 to 60, 50 to $100 per fill up from E. So say you're filling up weekly, okay? You're spending, let's just put the general average, maybe $30 to $60 in there per week. It's a lot of money. That's a real big deal to most people, guys. So you don't have to do that with electric vehicles. Yes, charging costs a little bit of money unless you have free supercharging. But at the end of the day, I've seen a lot of videos on it. I've seen people's bills. They say it goes up like $13 a month on average. So a month, $13, most people, that's not going to be a big deal. Now, you know, $30 to $60 a week, that's a lot of money. That's a big deal. And lastly, guys, no oil changes. You don't have to go get the oil changed. Okay, that's a big expense in itself, okay? I don't know how much you drive, but you don't have to worry about oil with your electric vehicle. Also, one pedal, you use only one pedal when you're using a Tesla. I forgot what I was going to say. One pedal driving. That regenerative braking works like a charm. You don't have to really use the brakes on your Tesla, guys, or electric vehicle in general, even the Mach-E, Ford Mach-E. Some sort of regenerative braking, you are not using that brake pedal often unless it's an emergency, guys. So keep in mind, no brake repairs, no brake pads that you have to be installed or traded out for new ones. Of course, tires, that's a whole separate conversation. You're flooring your car, you're flooring your Tesla. Yes, you're going to rip the tires up at about 20 to 30,000 miles, maybe sooner. That's on you guys. So I think I've gone through a nice little list to answer you guys. Should you go electric? Well, we've had a great discussion today. You make the decision for yourself, guys. Are you going to? Have I brought up any good points for you guys? Have you thought about this before? I have. There's going to be many more things that I'm going to want to talk about, but I was thrilled to share these with you guys. So another reason that I am going electric, guys, it makes sense for me. It just makes perfect sense in the current time I am in with the changing times. So I am Dan, guys, and I will talk to you guys on the next one.